Today we shall learn the lesson, The One Who Survived, Ada Blackjack. This is about the story of a lady who has been part of an exploration team to Arctic region and Wrangel Island especially, and the story of how she has learned to survive in the extremity of the climate and the regional conditions all alone, and being alone for 2 years. How did she survive? That is what we are going to learn. So she was born in the year 1898. She was a very good girl and a talented child. She had a special skill in sewing, stitching, or tailoring. It is called sewing. It's not swaying, SEW. This pronunciation is so. So she was good in sewing. Then naturally, later she got married, but she had very strained relation with her husband, and she had separated from husband in the year 1921. By the time she had three children, two of them had died. The only son, whose name was Bennett, was also suffering from tuberculosis, and she needed to be with the child round the clock and give him medical attention. And she was a seamstress, that means a lady who whose profession is tailoring to run the family or to get the income. Seamstress. So she was doing sewing for a livelihood. Now, all of a sudden, she got an invitation from one of the crew members to join them in helping cooking and sewing their dress or fending their dress while they are on the adventurous journey. As she was given a good amount of reward in the form of money, she accepted the offer because she had to support her son, and especially when he had the medical condition, they needed money to treat him. So she accepted the offer and became part of the exploration team. Their focus was to go to Wrangel Island. The Wrangel Island was very huge, and she helped the other members. Unfortunately, what happened, one of the crew members, Lon Knight, fell sick, and they waited for few months for him to get cured, but that did not happen. So the other three members of the crew resumed their journey, leaving behind Ada Blackjack and Lon Knight. Lon Knight could not survive. He died, leaving Ada all alone in the isolated island. So after that, Ada Blackjack was all lonely, and she had to survive. She had to come back to her son because she was the only hope for the son. Then she learned how to hunt, how to fish, how to survive in the extremity of the weather conditions. So she had lot of qualities or traits to survive the oppressive environment. The climate was not favorable. There was nobody on the island. How will she survive? But she kept her expectations high. She tried to live. She tried to survive. Finally, a group of sailors has come to her rescue and brought her home back. So this is her story, and I would explain further where is it happening. So this is Ada Blackjack, and the setting of the story is in somewhere in Arctic region. Okay, and there is one more place, Wrangel Island, where she had gone along with explorers. So this is how the island or the region looks like. It is full of ice and snow-clad mountains. There is no in inhabitations over there. It is completely isolated. Now, who are the main characters and supporting characters? The main character is Ada Blackjack, and supporting characters are Lon Knight, Milton Gale, Fred Morer, Alan Crawford and Stephenson, and Ada's grandmother and Ada's son Bennett. These are the characters, and as you can see in the picture, these are the members of the crew who had gone for exploration. And we have learned that she was the only one who survived out of the five. Being a lady, when she was first joined in the crew members, others expressed their concern because she looked very frail and weak. How can she survive the severity of winter season or the cold climate? But ultimately, that's what happened. She had the willpower and she was the only survivor. There is no trace of the other three. That means that they could not come back. Now, in the story, we have learned that the story progresses by having a problem resolution climax, right? So the crisis in the story is Lone Knight falls sick and they get no news of any help. Their food supply depletes, that means it is getting exhausted day after a day, and the explorers are almost starving as winter sets in. So, leaving Ada and Lon, the three other men go out in search of help and they do not return. As we have learned, Lon Knight dies and Ada is left all alone to survive in the Arctic. So, how did she survive? She learns to hunt animals using a rifle and she also learned how to trap animals. So, these are the skills which she learned after being part of the exploration team. Now, what are the survival skills that she has gained? She had the determination, perseverance, that means continued effort. She was very hopeful. At any moment, she was not hopeless. She thought that she can she can escape from that island and come back home because her survival was very important for her son to survive. Now, the woman power. In spite of being a frail lady, she could rise up to the occasion and help by cooking, sewing, taking care of the sick. She also took care of one of the members of the crew when he fell ill. She used the map left by the explorers to explore the place. She learned how to hunt. She was determined. She had the perseverance and she was hopeful. Okay, so these are the skills which she has learned over the time. Now, as I said, main characters and the supporting characters we have discussed. We have discussed the flow of the story. That means that she was a seamstress. That means she earned by stitching dresses, and she got an offer from a person to become part of the exploration team. She decided to join because she needed money to treat her son. She was offered a good amount of money. That is the reason why she has accepted the offer to become part of the exploration team. Now, she had the ability to survive the bitter cold of Wrangel Island without much food or without much safety clothing, and we consider that it is a miracle. That means it is some kind of a luck or miracle that she was the only one who could survive. All the other members had died. We are assuming that they are dead because we could not trace them. So everyone assumes that women will not be able to survive the challenges, right? But in the extreme cold of Siberia, she was the only one who could survive. Okay, we shall discuss further. Your doubts will be clarified. We will discuss further about this lesson in the class. Thank you.